Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the A-Files podcast. Thank you so much for coming back. We're just going to jump right into it today because the House Democrats on Friday released new images from the Jeffrey Epstein estate, which continues to highlight his ties, Jeffrey Epstein's ties, to celebrities, high-profile individuals, powerful men, including President Trump, as much as he likes to deny it and call it a Democratic hoax, former President Bill Clinton, Bill Gates, and so on and so on. Listen, I understand that we knew this, right? I get it that a lot of the names I'm about to read, a lot of the photos you're about to see, we already know this. However, we've never seen these photos before. And I think that's very important to highlight. We need to keep looking at the photos, releasing the photos, releasing all the information because it continues to solidify and confirm that these people actually had a relationship with this convicted pedophile. Okay, so you have to remember, Trump is calling it a Democratic hoax. He's saying he was never friends with him. He's saying he never went to the island. However, the pictures and context are proving otherwise, right? Again, Bill Clinton, Bill Gates, et cetera, Larry Summers, everyone's diluting and downplaying their relationship with Epstein. But again, these photos are proving otherwise. The emails are proving otherwise. So what happened? Let's go into it. Let's talk about some context, and then we'll look at the photos. So on Friday, December 12th, 92 photos were selected by the Democrats on the House Oversight Committee from a trove of 95,000 emails that were given to them, images, that was given to the Oversight Committee the other day from the Epstein estate. Because you guys remember last month, the Oversight Committee dropped like 22,000 emails? Yes, well, now they released 92 photos out of 95,000 images. And on Friday morning, Democratic Representative Robert Garcia said that they have only gone through 20,000 images so far. Probably more by now, but only 20,000 out of the 95,000 images. And they released 92 photos of them. Well, I'm not going to go through all 92. I'm just going to select them, but I highly recommend you go through the box folder and look at them yourself. Okay, so I also just want to note that December 19th is the deadline for Pam Bondi and the DOJ to release the Epstein files. I don't know about you guys, but Pam Bondi has been really quiet, and she's not known to be quiet. She's a very mouthy woman. She's a mouthy person. She's rude. She's a narcissist, and they all are narcissists, but a lot of them are quiet. Cash is quiet. JD Vance is quiet. Pam Bondi's quiet. It's not looking great. It's not looking good, and I think they're starting to realize that they're in a lot of trouble. I agree with a lot of people. I don't think they care because I think that Trump, they run back to their daddy Trump, right? They run back to Trump and say, listen, they're on to us. They're coming to get us. And Trump's probably like, listen, I'm the president of the United States. I can do whatever I want. I'm rich and powerful. I've been getting away with this for decades. I can do whatever I want. You're safe. What they don't understand is Trump is a pathological liar. Trump has never saved anybody but himself, okay? Let's just leave it at that. As you know, Epstein died by suicide in federal prison in 2019. However, we are not allowed to see the video because remember they cut out that 60 seconds of whoever went to go get Epstein and however he left or whoever found him or whatever. This administration is so corrupt, it's insane. Okay, so let's jump right in and look at some of the photos. So we're going to start with photo number 1. See, as you can see here, look, there's the photo number 1. Bill Clinton's in there with his arm around Ghislaine and some other blonde woman next to Jeffrey Epstein. They're saying this guy on the left is Jimmy Buffett. I looked up Jimmy Buffett. They do look similar, but I just can't confirm. So you guys let me know who you think that is. Allegedly Jimmy Buffett, we don't know. There's Bill Clinton with his name across his head. Is that his signature? We don't know. But again, he's downplayed his relationship with Jeffrey Epstein. It's time for Bill Clinton just to come out and say what the heck is going on. All right, next photo. This is a really disturbing image to me of Trump smiling amongst 6 girls with their faces blacked out. They have this Hawaiian, what is that called? Like a lei. He has his arm around this young girl's waist. He is smiling and it just seems, this is vile. That image itself is disgusting just knowing what we know. All right, we got Trump, Jeffrey Epstein cozying up together. It seems like at a party laughing with, I believe she's a model. I don't want to I don't know who it is, but everyone online is saying she was a famous model back in the day. So again, what is Trump doing hanging out with Jeffrey Epstein at what looks like a club? And then again, our President Trump sitting on what looks like a private plane and a blonde girl's face is blocked out. Trump is in quite a few of these photos for someone who says that he knows nothing about it. Oh, so press asked him on Friday yesterday, what do you think about the Epstein emails coming out, the new images? He goes, I don't know anything about it. You do. You do. You are all over the files. This is insane. All right, next. Steve Bannon. Steve Bannon has also downplayed his relationship with Epstein. He said that they didn't really have much of a relationship, but then it comes to find out via the emails that were released last month that he was working with Epstein to potentially, allegedly, I guess, do a documentary to show him in a positive light. And apparently, supposedly, this documentary is still coming out, allegedly next year. So I'm going to be paying attention. But Steve Bannon is in a couple of these photos, as you can see. Look, there he is. I'm going to save the last Steve Bannon photo to later because there's more I want to dissect in that image. But Woody Allen is in a couple of these photos, as you can see here. Here's one with Jeffrey Epstein, a young girl, and Woody Allen sitting at what looks like a dinner table with refreshments. If you remember the email, he asked Jeffrey Epstein, I can't remember who he was talking to, but he did ask somebody, do you want to get dinner with Woody Allen tonight or dinner with Allen? Could this be it? I don't know. So here's another photo with Woody Allen. So it looks like this is Jeffrey Epstein on set with Woody Allen. I also did wonder, since Steve Bannon was doing allegedly a documentary, if Woody Allen was helping, right? Could he? Could he be helping? Don't know. Bill Gates. We have heard that Bill Gates is in the files. He was on the plane, the aircraft. What is that called? Like when you write down people's names, whatever that is. They had his name listed. So this is not a surprise, but I want to point, you see this photo in front of you of all the picture frames on the wall? Yeah, so with that, do you see at the bottom left? That's Bill Gates in the photo. Why would Epstein have a picture of Bill Gates on his wall next to, if you look to the middle, which I would allegedly assume for young girls? But if you keep going to the right, down at the bottom, do you see that allegedly young girl sitting on what looks like a bed? That's creepy. That's really weird. And if we want to compare and contrast, you see this other photo of Bill Clinton and Bill Gates. He's standing next to a pilot. I don't know if that's Jeffrey Epstein's plane, et cetera, et cetera. But I did compare the outfits, and it looks like Bill Gates is wearing a blue sweater, if you look back at the picture frame, versus he's wearing a gray sweater here. So could those have been two different times he was on the plane? Don't know. Possibly. I think if Bill Gates just comes out, tells us what he knows, I just think it will make it a lot more easier on him and us. It's just sick to me. And then here's Jeffrey Epstein laying in a bathtub. It's just so gross. It's just so gross just to know that all of this was going on. Okay, and so here's Richard Branson. I had no idea Richard Branson was on the files, I'm not going to lie to you, because I didn't read his name. So Richard Branson, for some of you that don't know, he's a part of Virgin Group. He's the CEO of Virgin Group. So that's Virgin Airlines, Virgin Atlantic, the Virgin Mobile, Internet, you name it, he owns it. So, and it looks like a tropical background. Richard Branson, you have a lot of explaining to do, because how do you know Epstein? And don't downplay it. I'm tired of this, like, I never went to the island. No, tell us what you saw. Tell us everything you know, because I'm reading Virginia Giuffre's memoir, and I'm telling you right now, all of you, even if you were on the plane going to a charity event, you knew, because stuff was going down on the plane too. I will be talking about Virginia Giuffre's memoir in its own episode, because there's just so much to unpack. I have had to take breaks, stop and go back, because I can't stomach it. It's tough. It's so tough to read this, but it's so eye-opening because I'm starting to understand the mind of Jeffrey Epstein, the world, her point of view. It is a must read. So I definitely highly recommend everybody pick up a copy of Nobody's Girl. Please do. Now, I just want to quickly turn to the sex toys before I show one last photo that really is disturbing. This first one, it looks like jawbreaker gag. It's just so weird. It is just so disgusting, the type of sex toys they had to use on these minors. It is not a good look. It is vile. It is very, very vile. So here's one. I'm just going to go through them quick. Like, here's one. Oh God. Here's another group with just a whole bunch of them. It's just, I can't believe it. This is just so nasty. And then here's a latex glove with a bunch of just like different dildo sizes, and it's just like monsters, absolute monsters. Seriously. Another disturbing photo is a Trump condom. And I just want to quickly point out, this must be an inside joke between Jeffrey Epstein and Trump and whoever knows about it, because this is just so strange to me. It has to be an inside joke, which makes it even more vile. So a Trump condom for $450, and then it says finally with something cut at the bottom. I would want to know so bad what that word says there. Then it says I'm huge, and it just has Trump's ugly ass face on it, and it's just so disgusting. But we need to see them. We need to see it so we keep the conversation going. I'm sorry, I'm going to keep talking about it. And then the last one here is a Trumpkin, so make Halloween great again. I don't know where that is from, but that's very weird. And then the last one, okay, I'll be honest, I totally understand if you drop off, because the last one is so gross to me. And from just a standpoint, I didn't notice it. I'll be honest. I didn't notice until someone said something in the comments. And this is the most disturbing picture of all. Because we just see Steve Bannon here, Jeffrey Epstein. And actually, the survivor on CNN said, if you're at the desk here, you could see directly across the room to the massage parlor and all of where a lot of the stuff would take place. So whoever was in that room definitely knew. Just saying. But if you see just straight ahead, there's a blue frame. I'm not going to zoom in because I just really, yeah. But if you happen to look and you zoom in, you will see there's a black square, correct, over a face of what I would allegedly say a young girl. She looks like she's lying on her side. Her hair is out. Her legs are out. And she's just laying there. Just laying there. Her arms are kind of pinned to the side, it looks like. Why is there a frame of a young girl just laying there on Jeffrey Epstein's desk? It continues to get disgusting. If you look at the bottom left, do you see that red frame? And if you really look, you'll see Jeffrey Epstein, the bottom left. There's a black dot right next to his face. This to me, you can take what you want from that, but that looks like a little kid to me. I'll be honest. That looks like a little child to me, in my opinion. And from what I know, Jeffrey Epstein doesn't have kids. I don't really know if he has any niece or nephews that he's allegedly close with or anything. So if he has these type of pictures sitting on his desk so openly, now they may not mean anything, I don't know, but if history is showing itself, it's not good. We can only imagine what are in those photos that they're not going to release to the public, because Robert Garcia said there are even more. These aren't even disturbing ones. There are horrific ones. There are disturbing pictures. And we've heard from the survivors and victims that there are compromising photos potentially of them too. So if you have these type of pictures, everybody who stepped into Jeffrey Epstein's office knew. Every single body. Unless he hid the photos off the desk. But if Steve Bannon can sit in a room with those photos in there and they allegedly just doing a documentary together, and they don't have that sort of relationship as he allegedly had with Trump, Bill Clinton, Bill Gates and all them, this is even worse than we can imagine. I feel like I need to cleanse my palate. I don't know why, between the photos and you know why it's hard for me, why this is actually really difficult, because I'm reading the memoir. So I'm reading Virginia Giuffre's memoir and I'm seeing the photos. So I have the context and now I'm seeing it play out in real time. And I'm like, oh my God, it is truly disgusting. And I think that every single person involved, I don't give a damn if you're doing a documentary, if you're sitting in his room, if you're within his orbit, if you're on that plane, jail for life. Every single person needs to go to jail for life. I just can't stomach that we have this president as the United States president. And we've known about Epstein for years. You know, I do blame Biden as well. I blame everybody. Because the survivors said that during Trump's administration, they were requesting for the FBI files even back then, the first administration. This is just so insane to me that this has just gone on for so long. And you know what's even more insane? That I feel like nothing's really being done. Because these pedophiles Powerful men, powerful people are still in their positions and they will never leave. Because what can we truly do? Because no one's doing anything about it. I don't know. So I highly recommend everybody listening to this right now, keep talking about Epstein. Keep sharing the information as soon as the officials, like the House Oversight Committee, the victims, they come out with information. Keep sharing it. Keep talking about it, because this is the best thing we can all do. Trump wants us not to talk about it. These powerful men want us not to talk about it. But guess what? I'm going to keep talking about it. I don't care. Because this is disgusting. These are people that we spend our money on. And when I'm telling you, I mean their products, monthly subscriptions, voting them in. Yeah, so we're involved. You put us in this position. I don't give a damn. Like, any normal person would stand by the victims, period. I don't care if your fave's in the freaking files. Your fave's going down. Down. So yeah, that's it. I just had to get this out this morning because I just don't understand why we're still fighting for this. And if I'm very curious to what's going to happen December 19th. And just another note, Representative Robert Garcia did say that they're going to be dropping more images throughout the coming days and weeks as they vet them, go through all the legal proceedings. But it's starting to happen. I guess this is what we got to do. All right. Thank you so much for listening. I will be back with more updates as we get them. Please like, follow, and subscribe, and I'll talk to you later. Okay, bye.